Hello everybody. Hello. So we finally made it, a show on my own for the first time. So we're going to do a bit of everything. Welcome to everybody, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or however you're watching. It's lovely to have you join me today for my first show. We're going to be doing a little bit of crafting with the Vintage Rose collection, which is absolutely beautiful. We've got dies in the collection, we've got stamps, we've got a beautiful embossing folder, we've got papers. So we're going to be doing, we'll make a card, but we're going to probably do a few little techniquey things as well. I am going to see if there's anybody joining us at the moment. I can see that people are joining on my phone there. So hello, Julie Palmer. Hello, good evening. So we'll keep checking, and I know that George and Sam in the gallery are going to keep me posted on any comments. So it would be nice as well if any of you have got this collection, the Vintage Rose collection, if you want to maybe let us know whether you've got it, whether you've got all of it, whether you've got bits of it, what you've made with it. If you've not made anything with it yet, but you've got it out the pack and looked at it and then put it back, because that's what I do sometimes. So, anything, if you want to ask anything or you want to, questions about anything, it'd be nice to answer questions and things, whether it can be about anything, whether it's, craft or weather or food, whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, definitely. It'd be nice to chat to people. Before we start, I was handed this little pamphlet a while ago. Let's do it there, then on the overhead, so you can see it. And this is our Christmas in the making. So it's bringing your holiday makes to life. Now, the full booklet will be available on the 12th of July, or from the 12th of July, and you can shop online at Crafters Companion, obviously, and have a look at that. But if I just give you a quick flick through, it's showing some of the collections. Now, I've got all the collections. I was kindly given them last week, so obviously I can get crafting with them and get to grips with all the different products, because obviously it doesn't matter how long you've been crafting, every company has different products, and it's nice to get to know how they work and what they consist of and everything like that. So you can see we've got beautiful Christmas by Candlelight. We've got Sarah's signature range, A Christmas Dream, which is absolutely beautiful. It's got a beautiful pad in there with die cuts and papers, and there's a lot of pink in there. It's beautiful. I was looking at some of the samples earlier that the team have made, and they're just out of this world. So obviously, if you fancy getting hold of that, you'll be able to. We've got embossing folders, 3D embossing folders, as you can see, absolutely amazing, and look fabulous depending on what you actually emboss onto. You might have a certain Christmas colour theme that you do every year, or you might be wanting to do something different this year. We've got our Christmas opulence as well, and these are, this is a 12 by 12 pad, and it's actually got gold foil designs on there. It's absolutely beautiful. The colours are amazing as well, lots of rich purples and reds. And then we've got the Night Before Christmas. I think this is one of my favourites because it's absolutely beautiful. When you open the paper pad, it's just got like snow on every page. It looks amazing, it really, really does. And then, but then this is one of my favourites as well, because I was given this when I was here last week. This is Retro Christmas, and this actually took me back right to when I was a child, because the images and the artwork and the patterns and just the colours are very kind of late 60s, 70s, maybe just touching on the 80s with the colours and the style of baubles, and just beautiful, beautiful collection. So this little pamphlet will be available. If you go onto the website from the 12th of July onwards, you'll be able to see it, and it also gives us the schedule on the back here for our Christmas shows and our general shows every day on Crafters TV. So we just wanted to give you a little snippet of that, and we might look at that later on as well, just for anyone that wasn't joining us right at the beginning. Yes. Okay. Right, so I've got to learn to carry on talking while I can hear a message coming through, but just to let you know, if you saw any of the 60-minute deals earlier on, some of those are still available, and also Ben's big bargain goodie bag that was on there, you can get that as well. There are still some left, so if you're wanting to not miss out on any of those things, if you just go back onto the website and have a little look, and you'll be able to see what's on there, what we've got left. So what we're going to do is, if I just show you quickly, because some of you might not have got this, and this is still available to buy, isn't it, George? It's still available. It's a beautiful collection. As you can see, we've got a 6x6 paper pad, and the pages are so detailed. Like the front pages are very detailed, and then on the back, if I turn over, they're slightly less detailed, as you can see, but it's a beautiful pad. I'm not going to show you right through every page because it will take quite a while, but we can do a quick flick through. It's beautiful, really, really lovely. So what I'm going to do for my demo, I'm going to cut, well, I've already done a little bit of preparation. We've cut some of the papers up into strips. Now, when you've got a 6x6 paper pad, it's really easy because you just need to cut 3 strips that all measure 2 inches in width. So that makes it really easy. And then I've just made from some of the cardstock that also comes in that. Let me bring this in. It's linen cardstock. I'll bring this in for you here. 6 colours in A4. Beautiful cardstock, but you can see that the colours complement the paper pad beautifully. So this works really well with the embossing folders and the stamps and the dies. So I'll be showing you more of that as we get further in. So what I've done is I've actually taken some of the panels, and these measure 2 by 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the water reactive dies, and this is in the plum jam. So I'm just going to go around the edge just with one of my little blending tools. I'm not doing too much, I'm just making it quite subtle, but it will stand out against the green linen cardstock that I've chosen to use as a kind of layer. So I've already done that one. I did that one before, and then we'll do this third one. I've somehow got black ink on my fingers, and I've not even used black ink today yet, so I don't know how that's happened, but you know what it's like when you start crafting, get full of all sorts. So we're just going to do these 3 little panels. I'll just cover that up for a second. And then these will go on that green. As you can see there, the green works perfectly. So we're going to pop those on. So we'll stick each one on, and I'm just going to grab my tape runner, and we'll do that. And even the back side is fine here, is lovely here. Now then, is this an empty one? I'm not sure if this is empty. It might be, so I'll just grab the dusty one for a minute, and then I'll grab another one after. And we're just going to pop that on there. I could use some double-sided tape actually, or some glue, so I might do that. It's great to show a bit of everything, and then everyone has their favourite adhesives, whether it's tape runners, whether it's glue, double-sided. Yeah, it is. I mean, I love tacky glue, and I also love double-sided tape. So, but just for now, I'm just going to pop a bit on with the dotty one. I'm doing it quite lightly, so I'm not using very much. And then, oh really? So Sam is saying that he uses all-purpose glue, which, yeah, I used to have a friend that crafted, and she used to use, do you remember Yoo-hoo glue? You know, it's in a yellow tube, and it's like an all-purpose glue, but you wouldn't normally use it in crafting, I think. You would normally use it for, let me think, like for, you know, doing odd jobs around the house. But, and it was very, very strong in its odour, you know, so it would be, by the time you'd done a day with Yoo-hoo, you were kind of a bit, you know, you had felt a bit odd, so, yeah, so. Oh, we loved Pritt sticks as well. Oh, Pritt sticks were great, yeah, definitely. I think everybody had a Pritt stick in the pencil case, didn't they? I think they did. So we've got a piece of craft card now, and I thought this went really well with the actual little fence panels that are on the paper that I've used. Craft card is so useful. You can use it for anything, with any collection, I think. So let me just have a look. Oh, there's lots of people on here. And lots of the people have been, actually, lots of the viewers have been watching Sarah and Ben doing the HSN preview. That was very lively, wasn't it? It was very, Sarah's so energetic, isn't she? I just don't know how she keeps up her energy. I'm just, 5 o'clock and I'm kind of ready for bed. So what we're going to do now, we're going to bring in the Vintage Textures Clear Acrylic Stamp Set. Now you can see these two have been used quite a bit with probably a more permanent ink. So I'm going to stamp a little background on here that will go under the panels, just to give us a little bit of a different feel. So I'm going to just grab my little stamping mat here. Well, I say a little, it's not that little, is it? 12 by 12. What we're going to do is we're going to pop the some of the stamps onto the, let's have a look. So let's go with this one first. And this is like it's almost like a dotty, like a splat. Now, because I want to do it kind of randomly, I'm just gonna I'm not even going to put it on there. I'm just going to put it straight on my board, because what I want to do is press it around like that. So we're going to bring in some quick dry ink, and this is brown. So I thought we would use some brown. A lot of it won't be seen because it's going to be in the background. So let's just pop this. Let's do halfway around like that. So don't worry if it doesn't actually. You see how that gives you a really nice effect. So we'll do a couple of these. We'll do a little bit of the text, I think. Might do a couple of the franking marks as well, just so that you get an idea of the stamps. You don't always see what the stamps are like until we get them out and actually stamp them. But this is quite a nice little stamp, isn't it? So let's pop that one onto there, like that. And then I'll pop that back on the sheet, but I'll clean these after. And then let's put a little bit of script on here as well. So we'll pop the script on there, and then we can ink that up. And obviously, if you were doing this and you wanted it to be kind of in the middle of your card, you would put it where you want it first, then pick it up. But I'm not doing that, just because I don't want to do a whole sheet of it. So we'll just bring that onto the edge there like that. And then we can bring, obviously we've still got ink on this side, so we can move that down a little bit, and we can add that onto there. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom, because then we can add that one to here. There we go. And that one down at the bottom, like that. So we've got a bit of the script on there, and that's worked out nicely. And then what we'll do, I think, we'll add, let's see what we've got here. We've got a couple of little swirls. So let's bring in our pieces first of all and see where they're gonna sit, because then that'll tell us how much stamping we need to do. Now I'm quite happy to do maybe a little bit more there, but just in these little areas here. I'm not going to do too much. In fact, we could actually, let's do a swirl, but we'll do this with the pink that I just did the edging with. I think that will be quite nice. So let's bring in the pink like that, and we will just pop a swirl there, I think. So it's just going to be subtle. We can use the ink that we've just got left on here. So people are saying, Trudy is saying, she doesn't think that she could actually listen to someone in her ear and talk as well. It would put her off. Do you know what it is? And I'll let you into a secret. So, you know, I've done this job for almost 20 years now. And I've never really had the earpiece in, because whoever I've worked for, they've never really insisted on us using it. So, I've always worried about it. And when I've gone to TV, they've always said, do you have talkback? I'm like, no. But of course you need to have it here because it's a totally different setup. So I've managed to get it in there, and it's actually quite nice to have someone in your ear. And you've got, I know you are, and it's really good support when you're kind of new. Then it's nice to have that support in your ear. So now, if we bring in our panels now like this, we can see what difference that has made now. So straight away, it looks more like vintage style, and I do really like to do bigger cards sometimes. I also like to do really tiny ones. So I think that's just kind of, it's actually made the card bigger, and it makes you look beyond, but you've still got that little inky edge around, so it's still framed. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to bring in I've got an 8x8 card blank. So we're going to bring this in, and we're going to pop this onto here like this. Now you might want to do something different. What you could do, you might want to like change your papers around. So you might want to do something more like, say, like this. And you might. The good thing is here, if we bring that one a bit lower down and then that one there, none of them are the same. So you can see how that would work. I have done some flowers, which we're going to die cut some more, and you can see on the actual picture of the die cutting set, the flowers are really closed up, almost like a rose. But I think we can close them up, or we can do them a little bit more open. But the colours work perfectly because this is done with the linen card. So I'll stick the craft card onto the front of the card, and then we'll decide whether or not we want to put those panels where I had them originally. I'm just going to use some double-sided tape for this, because I know a lot of you use double-sided tape. A lot of you will think, if you're new crafters, should I use glue? Should I use tape? So if we use a bit of everything, you can at least see. And this is finger lift tape. So this is really easy to tear. If you want to cut it, you can. But if you want to tear it, you can as well. And finger lift tape has got the adhesive strip running down the middle. I think it's finger lift anyway. Yes, it is. So what you get the strip running down the middle. So it's not at the edge here, and it's not at the edge here. So you can see it's really quite good. Now we'll for lifting up. Now another little tip, and this is a vital tip here. I might be able to show you this. I'm going to show you actually. If you tear it like I've done there, it's always harder, and don't ask me why. It's always harder, I think, to lift up the edge like that than what it is if you've cut it. So we'll cut a piece and we'll try it that way, and again you'll be able to see if it's magic, like I'm saying it is. Someone once told me that. They said if you cut it, it's really easy to lift the tape from the edge there. So let's get a piece and cut it, and then we can prove the point. There must be some science behind it, absolutely, yeah. There must be some science behind it, absolutely. Okay, so. There's lots of people saying that they like working with craft card. And also, Trudy says she remembers Pritt Stick. Her mum used to work where it was manufactured. I wonder if that meant that she brought lots of Pritt Stick home, like for a bargain price, or got discount. Oh, I don't know if it does work. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Who knows whether it's true or whether it's just a myth. Now then, that's the way I did it. I want to get the script the right way around. So we're going to pop that onto the front there like that. Okay. So there we go. And hopefully that should just fit nicely on there. So there's our base card. Okay, so now I did have an idea, and I don't know if it would work. That's why I haven't tried it. You will have seen the beautiful 3D embossing folder, which is absolutely stunning. It really is so, so beautiful. Now I wondered, and I don't know whether I should do it or not, I knew you'd say that, I knew you'd say do it. I wondered what would happen if I actually emboss these 3 panels as well, because I feel like it might make it more chunky, which I'm happy to. Should we try it? Let's try it then. Let's try it. So now this one just goes direct through the machine, doesn't it, when it's a 3D embossing folder? Yes, it does. I can feel it. I can feel it. Okay, so let's have a look. And if it goes wrong, it doesn't look great, then at least we've tried it. It's on our shoulders. Oh gosh, it has worked. Can you see that? It's made quite a difference actually. If I put that one next to it, can you see that? So it has made it quite chunky, hasn't it? And it feels amazing. I quite like that. So let's do the other 2. So you just never know, do you, till you try it. Yep, definitely. So let's pop that through there. So Tina says that the Vintage Rose is one of her favourite collections, which is lovely. I can see my my very good long-term friend there, Heather. Looking forward to seeing you make, Sheila. So when I first started demonstrating, like in the stores, like we used to years and years ago, probably in about 2006, 2007, Heather used to come to all my demos, either on the bus, on the train, on foot, come rain or come shine, snow, blizzard, wind, you name it. And she was a staunch supporter of myself, and we still see each other every so often at the craft shows. So it's really nice. So thank you for joining us, Heather. I think Heather actually runs her own craft club now as well, so which is lovely. So so that's good. So you can see it's actually given the green bit as well a bit of shape up and down. So I quite like that. I quite like the fact that it's done that. So that's good. So we'll pop that one back in there. But you could add ink to it if you wanted to, but I'm not going to at this point. So I think what we'll do now is we've got this beautiful lacy die. So I was thinking in my brain, you know what it's like when you're putting demos together, but you're not actually putting the card together as such, and you think, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then I looked at this and I thought, right, that is exactly the same width as these 3 if I put them on the card like that. So I wanted to cut it. I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do, but I think I will try it and see. We'll cut it anyway, so at least you can see how it looks. And then let's grab a piece of there's a couple of different pinks in here. So let's see. So we've got this one. I've done the flowers out of the darker pink, so you can see the darker pink there. And then I've actually, no, there is a darker pink still. We're coming up to it now. Now then, I wonder if that would work. What do we think? Do we think that would, I mean, it's got to go because it's part of the kit. Should we try it? Let's just try that then. Okay, so make sure I put it on the right side. And I'm going to just grab my scissors. I'm not getting my my cutter for that. So I'll just cut a little strip off the end there. And then we can, now then, shall I tape it or shall I take a chance? Let's see. So, should we just take a chance? Why not? I trust it. The thing is, you've got some kind of control over it as well here. Because you can see it. When you've got lots of plates on top, you can't always see it, so sometimes you think, oh, it'll be cutting it, I can feel it. And then obviously, just grab that. It's just moving off the table a little bit. This is a fairly new mat, I think, so let's see if it's... Oh, it's cut, right, but what it is, it's a cut-in die. Well, I didn't read that, did I? So what I'll do, but look how amazing that has cut. That is cut. There's not a piece left in it at all, and I shall have fun poking those out later. I won't do a Debbie Fisher and just drop it. Not on my first show anyway. But look how beautiful that is. What I will do is I'll bring in my trimmer so I can get a good clean edge on this, and I'll trim that out there. So let's see. I should have looked at that, shouldn't I? Really? Okay, let's try and get that straight, if I can, as straight as I can. Because I think we're going to tuck it underneath anyway. So we can see how that is. Oh, that's not bad at all, actually. Not bad at all. That's a pretty good line. So, obviously, it's a cutting die, but this means that you can actually cut it out as well, just by removing that little strip there. So, we'll just pop the cutter down there. Okay, so let's just get these lovely viewers back on and see. So Heather's written a funny story there about, well, it wasn't funny on the day. I had a demo in a store, and it was a ridiculously windy day, a bit like it was yesterday. And as I got to the store, as I opened my car door, the wind got the car door, and it actually pulled the hinge off the door, so the door went right back. No, well, Heather was waiting inside, I think, for the demo, so I ran in, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. My door's just blown up. So Heather came out and sat and held my door for a while, I think, while I rang home to get someone to come and try and fix my door so that I could go back in the store and actually do the demo. Oh my goodness. Isn't it? Yeah. So I'm not sure whether I am liking that or not. What do you think? I quite like it, and I think, you know what? I think because what we're doing as well, we're showing a few little techniques with the obviously the products that are in the collection, so it doesn't have to be a card that we send. I did bring some very light pink ribbon as well, which I think will pick up on the pink in the roses here, and then we've got our flowers as well. So I think what we'll do, we'll pop this to one side for a minute, and I'll just show you these other two dies because these are beautiful. Okay, so we'll just show you these dies, and I did actually cut this out yesterday. Let's pop it on a piece of card, then you can see it, because it's absolutely beautiful. And again, isn't it lovely? It's so beautiful. And I was thinking, I mean, you could have it that way, you could have it that way on a project. You've also got the smaller die in here as well, so you can you could stamp some of the sentiments into here as well, and then they would go in the middle of there. So beautiful. Or if you turn it that way, it would just fit in as well. So you can see how nice that is. But I think another thing you could do with this is if you scored it maybe down there, and there, you could possibly bring those sides up to create almost like a little basket. But I've not tried that. But again, it's another little idea that we could do. But again, I wanted to show you that die, and then there's another one. I've not cut this one yet, but this will cut in, and there's also a frame die, so you can cut it out as well if you want to. But we'll see how time's going, and we might actually try that. We need to do some more flowers. I think we're going to have just a quick little break, and then once we've had a break, we will come back and we'll carry on with the flowers and the other bits to finish the card.
Hello, my name is Christine Mahoney. I love Crafters TV for so many reasons. Number one is the enjoyment I get from watching Ben and all of the demonstrators making the projects. That's what sells me on buying the products, because they show us how to use them. I love all of the products and all of the paper pads, of course, and everyone involved in Crafters TV and Crafters Companion. And of course the interaction with all of the people that write in. I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much. So, cheers to my favorite crafting company of all time. You bring me such joy, like the taste of this fine red wine. The products, the people, and Crafters TV bring me joy, make me happy, and you're all family to me. I love you all so very much. Now let's all stay in touch. Cheers.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi Crafty Peeps, Victoria here. I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash. It also connects you with people from all over the world, and nowhere else on Shopping TV you have the opportunity to live chat with other people from the other side of the world, for example, and laugh with them and be there for them when they're having a tough time. But also know that when you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well. And when you're having a bad time and not feeling well, when you're a bit down in the dumpster and you know Crafters TV is going to be on, there's going to be some laughters and there's going to be some fun. And the banter going on between the demonstrators and the demonstrators is just really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well. So that's personally why I love Crafters TV the most. It's the connection, the personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV and all the other crafters out there. So thank you, Sarah, from the bottom of my heart for coming up with Crafters TV and for bringing all the good fun and all the crafty tips to us. Yes, thank you. Keep up the good work and I love you. Bye.
There we go, back. I love watching those little adverts. It's really nice of people to send their little videos in and tell us why they love Crafters TV. So just before we get on, we need to remind you about there's still some of the products left on the 60-minute deals that we did the show 2 hours ago, sorry. And also you can still get Ben's bargain bag, goodie bag. Yes, so have a look on there because we're not sure how long they'll last, but they are still on there. So if you want to get yourself a bargain and a little treat, then go on there and have a look what there is over on the website. So we're going to cut some of the leaves now. We're going to use some of the darker green card. So let's do that and cut 1 or 2 of the leaves, and then we can actually. Oh, these are really nice. These perfect. And they have that beautiful serrated edge, and also they have got like a little embossed edge as well, which is really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give them a little bit of a shape like this. And then we'll do this one just with my fingers because we'll have a couple of these. But we might do another small one, I think. So we'll have 2 large and 1 small, and then we've got 3 leaves because we're going to do one big flower. So let's just pop the small leaf through as well. from the green, and then we know that we've got that done. Okay, I could have used the little machine for this, but we'll just use this one while it's here. Kim is saying that the trellis die is amazing. She loves using that. She uses it all the time. Yeah, it'd be nice to see what, you know, people have made with these lovely collections, and then I'd like to go on one of the groups and have a look and see what people make. It's amazing how many different ideas people have, and even if you give 100 people the same kit, every single project will be different, which is pretty amazing, really. So what I've got here now, I've got my 3 leaves, and then I've got my flowers. Now I've cut some of the flowers, and what I did was, I'm not sure if it would work on here or not. I've actually just, it probably will just now, I'm not pushing too hard. The more you push, then the more you can shape them. So obviously you can see when you do that, it starts to really lift up. Now, obviously, I know a lot of you use the flower forming foam to make your flowers. These have been in my bag, so they've got a little bit squashed. So if I bring the actual die set in here, you can see how the flowers are. You've got these tiny little flowers as well, but then you've got the big flowers, and they make roses as well. So you, depending on how you shape them and how many you put in together, you can create those flowers like that. So let's see. What we might do is add a little bit of ink to these as well. And I did think another idea you could use with these would be to actually stamp, you know, maybe some of the text onto some of the linen card, and then once that's stamped, you could cut your flowers from that then. So obviously that would be quite nice to do as well. So let's pop that in there. And then we've got these tiny ones, so we can shape these as well. If you, let's take the smaller end. If you go around the petals like that, they start to lift up. And then, this is actually my die cutting mat, but it's all right. It's, you know, for using my die brush. But it does pop straight back up, and I'm not putting too much pressure on. I have got a pad somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is in my bag. So let's just grab that one. I think that one's just got a bit trapped there. Oh. Okay, so we can use these. So we'll do that, and then we can give these a little bit more shape as well. But we might not use these because these would, if you imagine, these could go in the middle anyway, but then they're quite a bit smaller. So if we were going to put these together like this, they might not fit in. But we can, I mean, you could. Actually, I think if we took a petal out here, or if we overlapped them a little bit like that, that would start to give you like a rosebud. So I've got some tacky glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of my bigger roses together. So let's put the 2 of the bigger ones together like this. Okay, and then we'll do 2 of the smaller ones. Again, the tacky glue will dry pretty quickly, so we can lift that one up like that. And then we can bring this one up as well, like that. I'm going to just turn those, offset them a bit so that the petals are, you don't have any gaps in the petals. And then we'll pop this one in. You can use hot glue as well. If you've got hot glue, you might feel that that's better to use. We'll pop that into the middle there. And then we'll pop this one in as well. So let's see if we can shape this just with my fingers to make more like a rosebud, like that. So you can, we bend that one as well in a little bit, and we bend that one. And then what we'll do, I think, we'll add a little bit of glue here and put that one there, like that. We'll hold that for a second. So that this will then be a little bit tighter for in the middle bit. Okay, like that. And then, so we try that one as well. And then we will Put a little bit under there. So that's made that one a little bit tighter. So it's a bit more like a little rosebud. Just press that together like that. And that can go in the middle as well. Like that. So I'm going to pop my little ball tool just in the middle like that for a second, just to hold it. And then what we can do is we can kind of pull some of those petals up as well once it's bonded. And then we'll pop that onto, we can start to put everything together then in the card. So you've got a nice big chunky flower there, like that. We'll just pop that to one side for a minute and we'll bring in the base card now. And then we'll start to pop this together. So let's get our, we'll pop this one on first, I think. So we can get the dotty tape runner and just put that on there. Turn that around. Let's make sure there's some on the ends. So let's bring this back in and then we know how low we want it to be. So let's pop that there like that. And then, so we can sit these on top. So we've got the fence panel there and that one there. But I think I'm going to just swap these around a little bit. So I'm going to put that one over here, I think, because that's got more roses on. So it kind of ties in with that. You don't have to put them on so that they, you know, they match how it was on the sheet. You can jiggle them around a little bit if you like. So let's grab a little bit of the tacky glue. You can use your collal glue for this. Now remember that it's embossed, so some bits will be flat and some bits will be raised. So just bear that in mind when you're gluing them on. Okay, so let's pop that one there. And then we can do this one to line up with this edge here. And then we can pop our middle panel on like that. And we'll just get that to the edge there. So and just make sure it's kind of in line. And then we will add this panel. And then once we've done this panel, we can pop that one in the middle there so they're kind of lined up like that. So those are on. And then, so I did bring some pink ribbon in. Now we want to bring the stamps back in and stamp a little sentiment, I think. So we'll stamp it onto, let's see, I might do it on a little bit of the pale pink, I think. Let's, yeah, let's do that. Let's grab a piece of the pale pink. In fact, I think, oh look, I did stamp one there. But I was going to put it in the, it's fine, we'll use that. Let's use that. So I think what we'll do is we'll cut it at a little angle, like that, and straight along there. I'll just snip that a bit more. And then I'm going to layer this onto a different colour. So we'll probably pop this onto a piece of, let's go with the original green that we used. So we'll pop this onto here, like this. And we can use some glue, some tacky glue for this. Have we got any more messages coming or from anyone? I'm forgetting to check because I'm engrossed in what I'm doing. Yes, yes, it is a beautiful dye. And it's nice that you can cut it in or you can cut it out as well. So I think we're going to put it on a bit of the dark green as well. Oh, that's very kind, isn't it, of people to... Well, yes, because, you know, the only thought that I'd had when I was kind of putting it together was to actually bring some craft card in and then obviously stamp onto the craft card, make the little panels, and then, you know, you start to think, I wonder what would happen if I did this, and I wonder what would happen if I did that. And remember as well, you know, I'm new to Crafters Companion, so I've only had, you know, a short time to have a little play with some of the products. And I'm guessing that a lot of the people who are watching have been with Crafters Companion for years and have got everything that they've ever made, or more or less. So I'm looking forward to actually having a few days where I can do some craft and get used to the products. Okay, so we've got our leaves here now. We've got our little sign that says happy birthday. So we're going to bring in our big flower. Now, it didn't want to stick, that flower. It's kind of moved again. I'll tell you what I will do. We'll pop a little bit. It might have been better with the Collal glue, actually. But if I hold it for a second, like that, just so we've got a little closed bit in the middle, like that. That's better now. And I'll just hold that for a second like that. And then, so have we still got some of the 60-minute deals left? Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's always nice getting a goodie bag. Even if you know what's in it, it's always exciting to actually get it, you know, and get it home and tip it out all over the floor and have a look at what's in it. Okay. So let's just give that another little bit of glue on there. Wow, it's interesting, isn't it, how, you know, lots of people love vintage. I think because they like to make vintage cards. I think because you can make lots of other things. I think a lot of people like the vintage style as well because it means they can use it in their mixed media projects. You know, there's so many different ways of using them. And obviously this is a really, really nice collection. Now we're starting to get our big flower lifted up there now. So it's not really a rose as such, but and if you wanted to, I mean, you could probably cut another one that size, roll it up even tighter and put it in the middle. So let's pop our rose then down. Now we have to decide where it's going to go. This is the troublesome thing, isn't it? And we'll pop, so we can pop our big leaf. I'm looking at it. It's always nice to be able to see it on the overhead camera because then you get a different view to what I get when I'm looking at it, because I'm looking at it that way. And obviously we've got some, okay, so, yeah, let's just do the bow. Right, we shall, we're not too far now, done with this one. We'll just tie a little bow like that, pull that a little bit tighter. So it's a bit more even, and then we can cut that and we'll cut the other side and then like that. I am on Friday Night Live this week. Oh gosh, now then, now you're asking a question. Yeah, oh gosh. Well, I'm knowledgeable on craft, but we can't do a quiz on craft, can we? But let me think. Oh, these are very chunky pads, these are. But that's okay, we can pop a little piece under the leaf. Yes, so I'm being asked in my ear now if I'll be here for Friday Night Live, which I will be. So there'll be a quiz, obviously, as usual. So need to find out what I'm knowledgeable on. Oh, now then, you've got me there. You've got me there. I mean, I'm pretty good on, I'm not too bad on music, not like pop music, like music in general, you know, or like jazz in particular, but I know that's not a thing we could probably do. But yeah, I can do music. Yeah, we could, it'd be nice if we, I mean, who'll be doing it this week? Will it just be myself and Ben? Okay. So, when we did it last week, there were 3 of us. So how does it work if there's just like 2 of us? Or do you actually write the quiz? Do you actually do the quiz, Sam? You do it. Ah, right, okay. Okay. Right, we'll just chop this now and pop this on here. These are very sticky. If you want sticky pads, these are the ones to get. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. What you could do, yes, you could use like your silicone gel. We've got Collal gel, haven't we? Which you can use direct from the tube or from the syringe. For speed now, and obviously because I'm going to lift it up, I've just put pads under mine, and I've glued this section here. So I've glued that flat and there and there, and then I've put a pad underneath just to keep the curve. But I think what we'll do now, we will pop this up here. So you could do that, definitely, and then just leave it, you know, for probably overnight while the, I'm going to just try it with just some of this on here. I would probably put ribbon on with like hot glue or something a bit tougher just to hold it. But I think we'll pop that just up here. So it brings, I think we'll pop it there actually. I'm going to look on the overhead. Or do we do it here? I quite like it there, I think, and I know it'll sit better there. So I think we'll just leave that how it is now. I'm reasonably happy with that. The other thing you could do is you could put some gems on, you could scatter some gems around, you could put some glitter on, you know, you could add ink to your flower. And I would, if I was you, if you've got the flowers, cut the smaller one out and maybe even cut a petal out so you can do a tighter bud that would sit in there, and you can see how that will actually lift up. And it doesn't always have to replicate a rose, you know, if you do it flat, it'd be more like maybe a camellia or something like that. So we'll just lift that up, and hopefully that will stand up and not be too top heavy. Just turn it that way. Yeah, definitely put something in the bud of the flower. It needs to be tighter, but the smaller flower, wrap it up tighter, glue it, and put that in. I think that would finish that off, make it look better. Okay, so don't forget to go and check on the website, see what's left, if you can get any of Ben's goodie bags, and also the 60-minute deals. There were lots of great deals on there today, especially like the inks as well. The inks were on a fabulous deal if you want some of the inks. I think tomorrow as well on Craft House, we've actually got Sandra in from Santangle. So Sandra will be on at 2, I believe, 2 till 4. Yeah, so we'll have Ben's breakfast show again in the morning, which he did for the first time this morning. So join Ben again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And then in the evening, we've got Debbie Robinson back up tomorrow, I think, haven't we? Yeah, Debbie will be doing Beautiful Beginnings. And I think, is there a masterclass as well? Okay, so, but we will have masterclass later on in the week, I think. So yes, definitely tune in tomorrow. Thank you everyone for joining in today and for your comments. It was really kind of you to join me. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, if you can join us on one of the shows or all the shows. And have a lovely evening, and we'll see you all tomorrow.